I think I'm really excited. So welcome everybody. It's such a beautiful day. And the thing that it just excites me is that our brain is the control center of our body, and it controls our thoughts, it controls our memory, it controls our emotions, our touch, our motor skills, our vision, our breathing, even our temperature, our hunger. Every process that regulates our body starts with that brain. So we don't want to have to leave that brain to fend for itself. And I'm excited today because I've got some tips for ways that you can love your brain that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So I just really want to welcome you all here. And first of all, this is Dr. Nozella with you. I'm a doctor of education, super passionate about empowering others to achieve the quality of life that they really want. Professionally, I'm a director emeritus of a university extension office where I manage 2 federal nutrition programs for underserved audiences. I taught over 15 years in the schools as a nutrition educator. I've taught as a professor. I'm a writer, a speaker, researcher, and a consultant. And like many women, I just struggle to live a balanced life for many years. And one thing I've learned is that I just have to be very intentional and even very protective about taking care of myself. And that means really taking care of my body. I have to invest in myself because I believe my body is a temple of God. I believe in being proactive to support my body that's designed to heal itself rather than waiting for it to get sick and then trying to fix things. But I've struggled with my health as long as I can remember. I was that kid that was sick a lot. I didn't have a lot of energy. They didn't understand why. The doctors told my mom everything was in my head. The turning point for me was actually when we got married 45 years ago. I was so overcome with fatigue that I would sleep all night. I feel like I've been fighting all day. Couldn't get up in the morning. My friends were even fixing dinner for me. They were trying to help me out. And one friend she said, look, why don't you go see my naturopath doctor? And I thought, I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I studied nutrition in school. They told me those doctors were quacks along with chiropractors and all of that. How's he going to help me? And she was like, what do you have to lose? And she was right. So I went to him. And you know what? He talked to me about my lifestyle. He took a simple blood test. He came back to me, and rather than giving me some medication, he gave me a diet. And he told me something that was going to change my life. He said, if you don't change your lifestyle, your habits, you're going to have diabetes, possibly high blood pressure by the time you're 30. Whew, that was a wake-up call for me. Okay. Diabetes, heart disease, all that ran in my family. And I didn't want it. And I thought, there's a way I don't have to have it. So I did what he said. I started to remove sugar and processed foods from my diet. I started to add whole live foods to my diet. And it was really easy to do at first because we were living in a college town. But then we moved back to the city, and I slowly found it very hard to live the lifestyle that was really going to support my body. And I started relying on that standard American diet. I mean, I was surrounded by a lot of environmental pollutants. And again, I found myself overcome with fatigue, digestive, respiratory issues, all of that. And another friend came to me and she said, hey, can I try something? Have you ever tried Young Living oils? And she rubbed them on my feet. And of course, I thought that was weird, but I was amazed at how after she did that, I could immediately begin to breathe better. And I felt better. And consistently using them, I just thought, oh my goodness, my health is improving. But I'll be honest with you, I was a little suspicious. I mean, I could only buy it through network marketing. I thought they were expensive. Okay. And so I started trying to get cheaper things. And I really was compromising myself because those cheaper oils were damaging my health. And I found myself continuing to go back to Young Living. And I am just so excited to say that even now, today, and I'm over 60, okay? I don't have heart disease. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. In fact, my doctor's at the last appointment I went to, she said, you made my day. You're the healthiest patient I've seen all day. They're really surprised when they look at my age and what my health is. And I attribute that to the many things that I've learned over the years, first starting with my mom, with that doctor, and all the things I've learned. And those are the things I want to share with you today. I give God all the glory. Okay, but I really believe our bodies were designed to heal itself if we give it what it needs. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today, especially your brain health. I do, first of all, want to explain what I'm sharing with you is not intended to replace the advice of your healthcare provider. It's not intended to diagnose, to treat, to prevent, or cure any disease. I am a doctor of education, and I am passionate about helping people have the education and the resources that they need so they can make informed decisions about their health. I'm passionate about empowering you to have all of those resources so that you can make decisions that are right for you. So, hey, let's get started. This is a lunch and learn, right? We don't have but a little bit of time. First of all, some recent research just came out that I saw last week that I really want to share with you about this because I've talked to you about this before, but I didn't have this research on hand with me. It comes from a JAMA neurology study, and it reported that 1 in 10 people over 65 experience cognitive impairment in the United States. That is the bad news, okay? and that's pretty sad to hear that. Okay, they did this test on these individuals, and they discovered, and what was more disturbing was there was a disproportionate burden of dementia among older Black and Hispanic adults and those that had lower education. Okay, that's the bad news. Okay, the good news is that 41% of dementia risk is avoidable. It's preventable. Okay. And so let me tell you just a few things that Dr. Andrew Butson, he's the chief of cognitive and behavioral neurology at the Veterans Affairs Boston Healthcare System. He's a lecturer in neurology at Harvard Medical School, and he's a co-author or editor of about 8 books on memory loss. Okay. And these are some myths that we have about dementia and brains. And I want you to know this because I think sometimes we think some things that we see are normal, and they aren't really normal. They're common, but they're not normal. So one of them, the first one is dementia is a disease. It really isn't a disease. Dementia is a term, a general term that we use to describe thinking and memory skills that have deteriorated to the point that you begin to experience some problems in your daily activity. There are a number of conditions, including Alzheimer's, that you hear a lot about, but there's some dementia that's caused by heart disease, strokes, and some other conditions, okay? The second thing to keep in mind is memory loss. Some people believe memory loss is the first sign of dementia, and that's not really always the case. A 2021 study found that there may be some things like vision problems or language issues that are an issue that dementia is going on, because again, those are things that are supported by the brain. A third myth is that dementia is a natural part of aging. I hear this all the time. You're just getting old. Okay, that's why you don't remember. That's really not true. Okay. It's more common, just like heart disease, stroke, and cancer, but all of those are a higher risk because of our lifestyle choices generally. A 2021 study showed that 41% of dementia is lifestyle related, okay? And the study also found that it's best if you start treating high blood pressure, control your weight, engage in some regular exercise, and things we're going to talk about today, you can really reduce your risk of dementia. And another one is the belief that dementia is always genetic. And there's really not a lot of evidence on this. There's just a small percentage of people that carry some very rare genes that are related to dementia, okay? But you may have a family history of dementia, and this may increase your risk. But epigenetics shows that while you may have some tendencies towards that, again, it's your lifestyle that actually makes that occur. So instead of good lifestyle habits such as diet, exercise, stress, and management of that stress, instead of people concentrating on that, They just say, well, it's all in my family, so it's going to happen to me. And that is not the case. It does not have to happen. Again, only that we know 41% of dementia is lifestyle related. Okay. The fifth myth is that dementia causes the loss of all your memories. And we know that that's not true. Alzheimer's has really shown us that there may be loss of certain memories, maybe short-term memories, maybe long-term memories. It really depends on what part of the brain is being damaged. So it's not like you're going to lose all your memories. And then the sixth myth, the last one I want to talk about, is that dementia-like symptoms are never reversible. And we need to understand that because memory loss isn't always caused by Alzheimer's or other dementia diseases, there really is hope. Okay, if your dementia is due to depression or some psychiatric disorder, or maybe medication side effects, I always tell people, check the side effects of your medication, okay? The dementia may be caused from alcohol or drug use. It may be thyroid disease. There may be a vitamin deficiency or some other medical disorder. So it's really a myth that those symptoms are never reversible. And there are some things that you can do to reduce your risk. And so that's really what I want to talk to you about today. First of all, you're going to always hear me say that, okay? Got to eat brain food. Our brains need fuel to function optimally, but not just any fuel, okay? It needs the right fuel, the proper fuel. Our brains need foods that are rich in the antioxidants, the healthy fats, the vitamins, the minerals. Unfortunately, there was a time when many of us were taught to have no-fat diets. And that was really a fad, and researchers discovered that that was harmful because fats actually carry nutrients to the brain, okay? And so they realized you need good fats are necessary to deliver those nutrients to your brain. Now we know that the healthy fats, the vitamins and minerals, all are very necessary. And these provide the brain with the energy and protection, as well as the support for your healthy gut and the inflammation response, okay? Remember, a healthy gut means the hormones and the neurotransmitters that affect your cognitive function is really working properly. So the cycle can operate the way that it should. And so keep in mind, healthy brain, healthy gut, all of that is related. So try to incorporate these foods into your diet. Things like avocados, beets, blueberries, other berries like your strawberries, your blackberries, your raspberries, of course, your wolfberries, bone broth, broccoli, other cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower, kale, your Brussels sprouts, celery, coconut oil, dark chocolate needs to be 70 to 80%, okay? Egg yolks, extra virgin oil, green leafy vegetables, rosemary, other herbs, salmon, turmeric is awesome, walnuts and other nuts. Variety is so important, and the closest the food is to God's original design, the closer it is to God's original design, the more beneficial it's going to be to your body. So try just adding a new food a week, okay? Just one new food, just a little. And also try preparing the food in a different way. Sometimes we have to try a food several times before we develop a taste for it. Remember, it takes 7 or more trying that new food before you can like it. So be a little adventurous and love your brain, okay? The second thing, got to break a sweat. Regular cardiovascular exercise increases your heart rate, and that increases the blood flow to the brain and the rest of your body. According to a recent study, individuals who were highly physical active showed a 38% less risk of cognitive decline. And those who did low to moderate level exercise also showed a significantly 35% reduced risk. Hey, that's significant, okay? So don't be afraid to break a sweat, and it's really good for your brain. The key is to just move. The body was made to move. Now, don't go out and start trying to do a marathon if you've been sitting around, okay? Start slow. Start sitting down, sitting up and down, or getting up and down a lot more during the day. Try to just do some stretches. Do some right now. Do those neck rolls that you learned. or kick your legs. If you're sitting a lot, just kick your legs, move them up and down, cheer, dance while you're getting up and going to do things. But also it's helpful to set a time and walk around 10 minutes every hour. Okay, we know that if you do 3 10-minute segments of exercise, just 10 minutes 3 times throughout the day, it is extremely effective, even more effective than just doing it all at one time a day, and then sitting the rest of the day. Okay. The recommendations are you get at least 30 minutes of exercise most days. And again, it doesn't have to be at a gym. If you can do that, great. But just get moving, walk up and down your stairs, move around your house. The fourth thing, so helpful, is to challenge your mind. Okay. The brain needs to exercise to stay in shape. And so challenging the brain with daily activities helps to stimulate it and to keep it sharp. Okay, research has shown that challenging your mind in this way kind of really boosts your memory. It'll boost your concentration and it boosts your focus. Okay, and it can even make your daily tasks quicker and easier if you kind of make this a regular thing. So what are some activities you do? And you can put them in the chat or you can put it in the comments. Here's just a few that I've listed. Things like the jigsaw puzzle, crossword puzzles, Sudoku, the new one, Wordle, that we've been doing a lot. Engage in card games like solitaire, bridge, rummy. There's a lot of things that you can do on your phone now. There's lots of apps that have that. Play an instrument, even learning to play an instrument. Learning a language, just starting to learn some different phrases of a language, and things like pulling up. If you want to learn some things and you don't know anyone that does it, now you can go online, okay, and YouTube, and they can teach you about anything you want to know. Reading a book. Research has shown that it strengthens your brain by improving your connectivity. So it's important to keep challenging the brain, and even just going places different ways. Okay, that's one of the things my husband and I like to just get to someplace and go the same way, but it really does increase the brain to try going different ways. Okay, that's another way of challenging the brain. And maybe you've heard that the brain shrinks with age. Have you heard that? Now we know that you can actually grow new brain cells. Okay, it's called neuroplasticity, by doing new and challenging things using the brain. So when you're challenging your mind, doing new things, you're actually growing brain cells. And I just think that is so very exciting. Okay, now the fourth thing is to use the essential oils. You can absolutely use essential oils to love your brain. First of all, let me share this amazing nugget of information with you. Our sense of smell is the only one of our senses that connects to the limbic system. That's the emotional center of our brain. This system supports things like your behavior, your motivation, your long-term memory, and it's even connected to the parts of the brain that control your heart rate, your hormones, your blood pressure, breathing, and stress and emotions. So grab your essential oils, your Young Living essential oils, and use them. I mean, diffuse them or apply them topically or inhale them. And I'll talk about some good ones. I got today because I'm using my Genuous, and I just kind of put it on my temples, and I just love it. It just kind of, not only does it smell good, but it just kind of helps me a little more alert and excited. But one of the favorites that people love is peppermint, okay, because it's purifying and it's stimulating to your conscious mind. Rosemary is great because it kind of creates this environment that helps you to work and study better. Clarity is a wonderful blend of oils because it has, listen to this, basil, cardamom, rosemary, peppermint, rosewood, geranium, lemon, palmarosa, ylang ylang, bergamot, Roman chamomile, and jasmine, okay? And it kind of promotes feelings of stability and focus, and also a sense of productivity, like you're getting stuff done. Now, one of the popular ones that I hear people talk about is brain power, because it has like sandalwood in it, it has cedarwood, it has frankincense, melissa, has blue cypress, lavender, helichrysum, and it creates kind of a clarity and a stability for your environment, and just, again, helps you to be in a mood where you're feeling like study, especially if you're kind of feeling jittery or your mind's just going all over the place. Now, for people that feel a lot of tension, sometimes M-grain is really, really great because it has basil and marjoram and lavender, peppermint and Roman chamomile, and some helichrysum in it. And it creates that atmosphere that's conducive for kind of releasing tension and some of the daily stressors. So people really like that one. And then the Genuous, which I'm using today, actually was a design for the kids, but it is so exciting. It has great frankincense in it. It has blue cypress, cedarwood, melissa, Idaho blue spruce, palmarosa, salta, palmo santo. It has galbanum in it, bergamot, myrrh, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, geranium, rosewood, lang lang, hyssop, spruce, and rose. And I know that's a lot, but when all of those blend together, you get this synergistic effect, and it just promotes a atmosphere of inspiration and productivity and positivity. And I just love it. I put a little roller ball on it, just rub it on my temples and have it at my desk. And just one more I'll share with you is Common Sense, because it too has that frankincense in it. Lang lang, ocotea, goldenwood, rue, Dorado, Azul, it has some lime in it, and it really promotes feelings of clarity and stability. And you can pick the one that you really like the most, that you gravitate to, okay? If you feel just a little overwhelmed where to start, let me tell you, go to my website and let's just do kind of a personal assessment, take the guesswork out of it for you and help you make your goals that you can keep. And I can really work with you and help you on your journey going there. But these are just a few good little ideas here. Now, fifth, before we get to 5, I do want to pause here just a minute and make sure that now that we're talking about essential oils, that you hear about them all over the place. Okay, you hear about them on TV, you hear them putting in your fabric softener. I mean, people are just, it's a fad now, but you need to understand not all essential oils are created equal. Today, we're talking about oils that are totally from the plant, not synthetic or made from a lab. And when you shop with Young Living, you're getting those quality products that are packed by a seed to seal guarantee that you won't find anything else in that oil that's not plant-based, okay? Young Living is a legacy company. It founded the modern essential oil movement. When I was first introduced to it 20-some years ago, there weren't all these other companies out here trying to get onto the bandwagon, and make some money. So you can expect that Young Living is going to provide you with only the best. And here are just some of my top reasons that I use Young Living, because of plant material that is grown, that they make the oils from, are on their corporately owned farms and carefully vetted partner farms. And you can visit these farms so you can see their practices. They use very sustainable farming and sourcing practices so that they can provide the purest oil. They take great care to preserve and protect the natural resources, okay? They hand weed their fields. And so there's zero use of pesticides in the oils you're using. And the oils that they distill retain all of their natural constituents and their therapeutic properties. And they get the highest amount of those constituents in the oils because they use a food grade distiller with state-of-the-art design and distillation methods that's low pressure and low temperature, so they don't use solvents or synthetic chemicals when they are processing the oils. And then they use rigorous testing on each batch in their internal labs and by third-party facilities. So the oils are carefully reviewed through every step of production in order to meet and exceed the industry's safety and purity standards. They go beyond the standards for organic. And for me, the best part is if their oils don't meet these high standards, they're just rejected, okay? They're not bottled. They'd rather not sell it to you than to sell an inferior oil. And that is really, really, really important to me. So 5th, let's talk about one more way why I think it's really, very, very, very important here that you protect the brain, okay? We've talked about eat brain food. We've talked about break a sweat. We talked about challenging your brain. We talked about using pure premium essential oils. But I do want to talk to you a little bit about supplements. Ideally, you would get all the nutrients that you need to support your brain from the foods and the drinks that you ingest, okay? However, when I was in school some 30 years ago, that's what they told us. No one needs to do supplements. Okay, they get everything they need from the food. They have said, no, we realize now that's just not true. Okay, it's not practical anymore. The agricultural practices that we use today don't yield foods with the highest nutrient content. And our lifestyles don't allow us to eat foods with the highest nutrient content. So you might want to consider applying some really, adding some really quality supplements to your daily routine. And I believe that Young Living has plenty to offer in this department. Plus their supplements are essential oil infused, and that makes them even more powerful. So I'll just talk about a few that I have found extremely helpful. Mind-wise is one, it's a liquid, take it like half an ounce a day, but it really supports cognitive health because it uses coenzyme Q10, it has ALCR, GPC ingredients, it has turmeric, fruit, and premium essential oils in it. And then of course, Ningxia Red is off the chart when it comes to really supporting your brain health because it has so many antioxidants, okay? It's that antioxidant wolfberry drink that provides a nutrient infusion of whole body support. It's a whole food beverage packed with nutrients. Remember, it's a whole food beverage, not just a drink, okay, because it's pureed. And then omega Jais, you probably heard a lot about the need for the omega-3 fatty acids. It combines that power of the omega-3 fatty acids with vitamin D3 and your coenzyme Q10, along with essential oils to support your normal brain function. And then Ningxia Nitro, which I really love, is kind of delicious wolfberry drink that increases your cognitive alertness and enhances your mental fitness without creating this increase in your heart and all the craziness that some of the other type brain energy drink things that are on the market have been doing. And then I also want to, mention if you're looking for a really, really good one a day, the Master Formula is like a full spectrum supplement. It provides the vitamins, the minerals that support your brain function. And this is a synergistically advanced nutrient complex that offers a combination of the premium vitamins, minerals, and food-based nutrients. The ingredients provide support for your whole body, and it helps neutralizes those free radicals in the body. And also it supports your gut health. So it's just an overall way of getting the nutrients that you need in one little packet. And then if you're going to start with one thing, I would definitely be sure that you're on a Super B. It's the Super B is a comprehensive B vitamin supplement that supports the healthy mood and cognitive function, and it's a natural antioxidant. Okay. So I really suggest if you're going to start with anything, at least make sure you're getting your B's in going there. And then 6, let's talk about the importance of resting and de-stressing. When keeping brain health at the forefront of your mind, you definitely want to do your best to get your proper rest. Sleep deprivation is non-restorative sleep. Okay, so even if you're sleeping and it's restless, it's not doing what it should do. It has such a negative impact on your cognitive functioning. Things like your memory, things like your judgment impairment, your mood swings, headaches, clumsiness, all of that. And so when you're sleep deprived, you are actually overexerting a portion of your brain that can impair things like your concentration, like your alertness, like your coordination. Okay, so you want to do what you can to ensure that you're getting the best rest. And I have a whole class on rest and de-stressing that you can access on my YouTube channel. But keep in mind, you really need to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Okay. Preferably around the same time every day, okay? There was a time when people said, well, I just get 5 hours a day. That's what's normal for me. Again, common is not normal, and that's not what's best. And the research now shows people need at least 7 to 9 hours. And then get the regular exercise. Exercise does help with rest, okay? It helps, it not only does help increase the effectiveness of your sleep, but it can help you to release tension and stress. And then try to spend some time without the screen, without technology. It's really good to remove technology from your bedroom, and then begin to learn how to do some things like meditation, stretching, reading, to give yourself time to unplug at the end of the day. And that's why I stress doing the essential oils and doing the scent tent, where you drop an oil on and then breathe 10 deep breaths, because that is a good way to de-stress. Okay. It also helps to prepare as you're trying to rest some. And not only does the physical health of your brain matter, we talked about that, but your emotional health matters just as much. Depression can actually lead to impaired brain function. It can lead to learning, memory, and attention issues. And it can really reduce the speed at which your brain processes information and lead to other things like poor social skills. And we just don't want that to happen. If you're in a severe depression type thing, I really encourage you to see a mental health specialist. In my stress, rest, and sadness class, I really discuss the role that essential oils can play in promoting healthy emotions. But again, don't try to fix something like depression on your own. Seek out help for others, ideally from a licensed healthcare professional. And I will tell you, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration is a great place to start your journey for better mental health, because you do want to love your brain from the inside out. And this is a time of, post-COVID, many of us are still dealing with some grieving issues. This is a time when our mental health is really being challenged. And so we really want to make sure that we're taking care of it in the best ways that we can. So share those 6 tips with you. I don't want to keep you too long, but I've mentioned several essential oils and supplements from Young Living that I think your brain would love. Please tell me, which one of those tips would be most helpful for you at this time. And if you really you don't have the proper oils in your home, I really want to encourage you to do that. There's an awesome way you can get a super great deal on that. You can simply go to naturallynozella.com and shop. I have a QR code that if you take a picture of this, it'll take you directly to the products that we talked about today. And immediately you can unlock the 24% discount for the whole year. And you can get even some additional specials if you're on our loyalty program. So you want to make sure you're doing that. But again, I really encourage you to get with me immediately after this. If you haven't done your personalized plan, or you haven't done your personalized wellness plan in a month or two, please get with me. Let's check that out. Let's see what your specific needs are, and let's plan ways that I can help you on your wellness journey. I do again want to say thank you so much. Here's the QR code. Here's my referral number, my website, naturallynozella.com. I would love to hear from you and ways I can help you to love your brain. Please begin taking these simple steps to protect your brain health, and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wellness Wednesday. Thank you all so much.